Hello everybody, this is Ham Wolf coming at you with another Gwencast. Thank you sadpengu for submitting this video, it's greatly appreciated. If you like what you see here, you can go visit sadpengu over at twitch.tv/sadpengu. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description. I had a Reddit post recently gain a little bit of traction, and I got a ton of videos being submitted, but still only enough for about a week and a half. So if you're interested in submitting a video and you're not sure how to record one, you can go ahead and look at the last video I uploaded. It'll show you how to download the program that you can use to record it, how to upload it, how to send me a link, and you can submit a video to me for me to cast, and I would absolutely love that. So while Axemen's a little bit weaker this patch, I actually like it a little bit more than the last patch, simply for the fact that it can win without Axemen. There were a lot of ways to attack the Axemen deck. Most notably, you'll find that the Axemen did not like playing a short round previously. Now we actually have the ability to fight via Whale Harpooner. So Whale Harpooner will move an opposing unit to the row that the Whale Harpooner's on and deal damage to that unit equal to the number of units in that row. So we can set up a Marigold Hailstorm with that and deal large amounts of damage, especially when we're forcing people to row stack via Drought. So we have Drought and Ragnarok in the deck, and the typical counter to these gold weather effects is to just put all your units in one row. All the gold weather effects put weather in every single row, and it'll deal 2 damage to either the highest or lowest unit, depending on if you play Ragnarok or Drought, in each row. So that could add up to a total of 6 damage a turn, but you'll notice that the Northern Realms player will probably just stick to playing all their units on one row, so therefore the gold weather is basically almost treated as a bronze weather, where they're really only dealing 2 damage a turn. Whale Harpooner has a few ways that it can take advantage of that. So Whale Harpooner can either move a unit away from the row stack, so we can see them get extra drought ticks, which we're going to see here. So we'll see him probably move Radovid, I think. Move Radovid to the back row. And so now Radovid is taking 2 damage and Troll is taking 2 damage, whereas before it was only Troll taking 2 damage. So that's the new advantage to Whale Harpooner.
My studies are more important.
And we also happen to break up a Thunderbolt potion, which is great. This Whale Harpooner is really flexing its muscles this game, showing us what it can do. I'm curious to see as to what the Axemen player wants to do here. It'll likely be a Donner unlock due to that being the best play. So while Axemen, even if you unlock Axemen, it's not really gaining any advantage here because there's armor on the units, and if Drought takes on armor, it doesn't count towards an Axemen boost. But we'll very likely see Donner because the longer the weather ticks, the higher advantage the Axemen player can get. However, with low tempo plays coming from the Axemen player, it's very likely that the Northern Realms player will have a chance to pass and take 2 cards off of the Axemen player, which could be problematic. Northern Realms player deploys a Prince Stennis. Prince Stennis finds a Redanian Knight. Redanian Knight is protected in this scenario because it gets an extra 5 armor from Prince Stennis, and it is protected by Prince Stennis himself, by the Blue Stripes Commando, and by Radovid, so it'll have lots of time to get ticks off. We'll see what the Axemen player wants to do. I actually really like this play. So while the Lacerate didn't deal any damage to the Troll and only dealt 1 damage to Skellige, the 1 damage to Skellige pumped the Axemen by 1 and allowed Drought to tick on, to guaranteed tick on the Skellige. So, like I said before, the Northern Realms player is going to pass to try to take 2 cards off the Axemen player, and we'll see if that's enough. We'll likely see a dry pass coming in from the Axemen player because it wants to play long rounds with this Ragnarok, and especially with this Burnabrand now. Burnabrand now makes Skellige Storm in the opposite row. Skellige Storm deals 2 damage and 1 damage and 1 damage to the leftmost units in the row. So, of course, we'll see a dry pass. We'll see what the Northern Realms player wants to do. It'll play a Ban Ard Tutor. Ban Ard Tutor mulligans a card, and if it does mulligan a card, it can instead search for a special card. So I think that the Northern Realms player declined to do that, just putting 9 power on the field. So now you'll see that the Northern Realms player has to go first, but is up a card, so it will still get the last play. Notably, the Northern Realms player is down Radovid, so it won't be able to lock the Axemen. We're going to hope to draw an Axemen off of this Avallac'h. Avallac'h is a great draw for the Axemen player, giving us a shot at drawing another Axemen, because right now, the Axemen player only has access to a single Axemen, which is the namesake of the deck. You're going to hear me say Axemen a lot, because the deck really, really gets most of its tempo from the Axemen. I am interested to see when this Avallac'h will be deployed. A lot of newer players will deploy Avallac'h early because they want to see what they get. But we have an advantage with Avallac'h in that we know we have it and the Northern Realms player doesn't know they have it. So they may missequence cards not knowing that they're going to get another 2 cards to extend the round. 2 more ticks. So essentially, the Northern Realms player thinks that I have 6 cards in hand. The maximum number of ticks from Ragnarok is 6, but it's actually 8. So the longer we hold on to this Avallac'h, the better chance we have for our opponent to make a mistake. Now, I think that I am not sure if I like the Donar lock there.
Bow before modern Freya.
I think I may have liked to see Harpooner instead. Harpooner just moving the Redanian Knight, I think, is almost the same thing. But we'll see Dijkstra, DJ Extra coming in, and this is maybe one of the least powerful Dijkstras that you can get. Dijkstra just pulls the top 2 cards off your deck and plays them, and getting only 12 total power out of that is not very good, especially when you gave your opponent 3. So that was only a net gain of 9 power. We'll see Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry come down, and he will take only 2 armor in this situation. So you'll see that he had the option to grab 3 armor off of either the Ban Ard Tutor or the Redanian Knight. But if he does that, then that'll give Skellige Storm extra ticks, which will again power up the Axemen on the opposing row. So he wanted to lose a point just to help protect the units from Skellige Storm. Sealay for Troll is pretty strong. I assume what that signals to me is that another Dunbanner Heavy Cavalry will come down and eat the armor off of Troll. We'll see our second Axeman come down, and having the Priestess for a Harpooner is really, really good here. That allows us to go ahead and move that Troll into the back row. The Troll will take damage equal to the units in the back row, of which there are currently 7. And since all the armor was eaten by the Heavy Cavalry, it's just going to go ahead and take all that damage to the face. Bam. We'll see that 11-powered Troll go down to a 3-powered Troll. And it also adds it to the row for Marigold's Hailstorm. Unfortunately, we see Geralt. Our only play here really is to Summoning Circle the Harpooner. While it's not the best value, we want to see if our opponent will add another unit to the back row to pump up Marigold's Hailstorm. The worst case, Whale Harpooner moves something to another row. That unit will end up taking an additional 2 a turn from the Ragnarok, so it's not the worst play. Bill Harpooner has 8 power himself, so it's not an awful tempo swing here. Not as bad as it could have been. So while we only have one Axemen, that is okay. It's getting +3 a turn. We'll see Marigold's Hailstorm for a cool 30 points. We have a very large Axeman. We have a 20 power lead, but these Witchers, or these Witch Hunters, will be problematic because they're just going to go ahead and reset that Axeman, but I still don't think that it's enough. Axeman's going to get 3. The Northern Realms player takes 4 off a Skellige Storm and 2 off a Ragnarok. So that leads to a victory for Pengu, and that'll be the end of that game. That was a really interesting matchup. We saw the Northern Realms deck, which is arguably the best deck currently, versus a non-meta deck in Axemen, and we saw the Axemen deck come out on top. So for everybody saying that, oh, the meta is too stale, they should have changed Northern Realms, we see here that it's possible to win without playing the Tier 1 deck. And that was not a low-level game. We saw Pengu breach 4K just in that game right there. So if you're having qualms about not playing a deck that you want to play because it's not Tier 1, Pengu gave a great demonstration on the power of just playing a deck that you like, that's interesting to you, and that is possible to win. So thank you everybody for watching. If you'd like to submit a video, please send a link to hamawolfgwent@gmail.com. If you'd like to see sadpengu play some more Axemen games, you can probably go ahead and catch that over at twitch.tv/sadpengu. Thank you for watching. This is Hamawolf, signing off.